If there's any story that I hope you listen to tonight, it's this one, because it may just change your life in a small or big way. And I hope that you listen till the end, because it's not going to go where you think it's going to go. Over 10 years ago, as a young 15-year-old teenager who was an experienced hiker, I found myself in the middle of the Appalachian Trail on the forest floor, realizing that I had just been struck by lightning. I think it goes without saying that it was a moment that changed my life forever. I remember waking up seeing that there were multiple areas on my legs where the lightning had gone through, where I had metal zippers on my cargo pants. I remember things smelled kind of burnt and kind of like chlorine. And I also remember that a metal pot attached to my hiking backpack that had taken some of the heat, and there was this splay right through the center, like something out of a Marvel movie. And I realized that that had taken some of the heat, but some had also hit my shoulder, and I probably survived because I was wearing these rubber boots. I remember lying on the forest floor, sort of feeling paralyzed. Probably my body was in a state of shock, but who's to say? And I remember looking up to the sky, wondering whether everything was going to be okay. And I didn't know. And then I remember I passed out. I don't know how much time went by because I didn't have a cell phone or a radio. I was part of a group trip that was half group and half solo. We were all very experienced hikers. I had already summited 2 mountains in my past, and I knew what I was doing, but I was also still a kid. And it was one of those moments where I closed my eyes and I didn't know what would happen next. And then I remember I woke up. And despite the fact that my body was still in a state of paralysis, I remember being conscious enough to see one stripe of light coming from the clouds, and it was shining on me. That was the moment when I really started questioning the things that I believed in. It was a moment that mentally I thought about as I navigated high school and then college. Why did this happen to me, and why was I given a second chance to survive? And then I went on to work at Goldman Sachs, and I worked in the financial world. And during my lunch breaks, I would always be doing these drawings and sketches, writing ideas that I don't know where they came from. They just came from a fantasy world in my mind. And I would always sign my sketches LSN, my initials. But I never thought anything of these because I was always a very artistic person. I had even studied architecture in school, but realized that that wasn't for me, which is why I had gone and tried finance instead. I never thought anything so much of these sketches, but partners would always come around and say, "Oh, can I have an original LSN?" It was becoming a thing on our floor. And one really late night, perhaps you might say a life-changing night, I knocked over a pile of papers off of my desk. And I was so frustrated because it was already like 11 p.m. I didn't want to be there. I wanted to just go home. And as I bent down to the ground to pick up all my papers, I remember noticing that there was one light left on the floor, and it was shining right down on me like a spotlight. And I suddenly had a very unusual flashback to what had happened over 10 years ago, with that one stripe of light from above shining only on me. And this time, I realized I had to pay attention to whatever it was that was going on, because it was just some kind of a clear sign, and I can't explain it. I just had this feeling. And as I was picking up these papers to put them back on my desk, I realized that among them were all of these ideas and sketches and writings, and that those were the things that I was doing in my spare time whenever I had the chance. And for the first time, with the light shining down on them in a new way, I could really see what was right in front of me, my calling. And it was unavoidable. And the very next day, I told my boss that I was quitting. 3 years later, I am only months away from launching my dream company, LSN, a company that combines original films with a unique character storyline, with collectible fragrance goods inspired by the flashbacks of the character Elle, who's inspired by yours truly. And my life has come completely full circle because I realized that the answers as to what I was supposed to be doing were there all along. And so, my friends, if you are at a point in your life where you don't know what to do, you don't love your job, you're stuck, you're confused, maybe the answer is right there. Maybe you're just afraid to see it. I love you guys so much, and I don't even know you. But if you stayed till the end of this video, that means the world. Until next time, LSN. Don't forget to follow for more.